What's up guys, welcome back to an episode of the QPR series, and we have a packed episode. Just finished the summer transfer, summer transfer is not finished, but we have the first game of the season, so that means it's effectively finished to us now. We're not going to be doing much, if any, business now, I don't think. But we got an initial transfer budget of £26 million, which is very good considering we just only qualified for the Europa League. And with that, we did some pretty massive moves. Now, I said I wasn't going to do much at all, and we didn't really. I would say we did more business than I'd have liked to have done, and the business, some of it was forced upon me, and I'll explain that as we go through. But transfer-wise, what did we do? We brought this guy in, a new centre-back, Luka Juranovic. We'll go with that. He's a Serbian international. He's 24 years old. Just a sensational player. Physically really quick. Mentally fantastic. Anticipation 16. Composure. Positioning fantastic. Technical stats very good. Just an incredible player. Then I brought in Varane. Now I was just like, wow, how can I get this guy? He was at PSG. They bought him off Real Madrid, and I've now picked him up. So he's an amazing player as well. Now, Nordvit, I'll try and find out how you say his name. I think he's a former Arsenal player, I believe. Yes, he's a former Arsenal player, playing at Gladbach. Was released on a free transfer by them, and I needed a ball-winning midfielder, stroke anchor man sort of thing, because Reece Williams has gone to Genoa, but we'll go through that in a second. So that was forced upon me. Diego Gambarini, who you're going to see today, he's going to have to start because our other left back's suspended, I think it is. So yeah, free agent. He's just been released by Juventus. Played 1 game for them, 3 games for them in total. I was on loan at Marseille for a bit and didn't play. But they say he's going to be a great player, so we picked him up. And then the final signing is Christian Benitez. Now I've signed Christian Benitez because he tragically recently has just passed away, and I thought, he's just an FM god. He's a Football Manager god, FIFA god, just incredible player. Just a sensational player on these games. Former Birmingham player. Played 30 games, only scored 3 goals apparently, so not great really. But look at these stats. Just look at the goal record. Just a fantastic player, and it just... I mean, obviously, it's extremely sad that he's passed away, and it's also extremely sad that we're never going to be able to use him again in the game. So I thought, let's give him a final hurrah. Pick him up on for only £3.3 million. We have picked up an injury. Adam Wilson's out for like 4 months, so he kind of fits in. I thought, why not? Let's give it a go. Then transfer outs. So we've actually made money this year, £13 million. Simon Kjaer's gone off to Tottenham for £7.75 million. Seamus Coleman went to Liverpool, 4.3. Lisandro Lopez to Barca. Victor Andrade gone to Blackburn. Insua's gone to Marseille. Eddie Holland's gone on loan to Villa, today's opponents. Reece Williams has gone to Genoa for £17.5 million. I've no idea why Genoa have got £17.5 million. They've been taken over by a consortium, but not by a tycoon, so I'm really not too sure why. They've got so much money, so this is a very wealthy consortium, clearly. But they've signed him. Again, I'm not really sure why you'd pick him up. He's 30 years old. Why would you spend £17.5 million on him? Okay, I don't mind, though. I'll take it. Kieran Gibbs has gone to Reading for £2.5 million. So, with regards to pre-season, we played 4 relatively easy games, winning them all, only conceded 1 goal. Pretty standard stuff, really. Today's opponents are Villa. We've got Genk in the Europa League. I always think Genk, it sounds like some sort of eye condition or something. Genk. What have you got? I've got Genk. I think it's quite a funny name, but we got them in the Europa League. And it's quite devastating to have to play a Europa League game, really, considering we've been, Champions League final. It's just gone just over a season ago. It's quite demoralising. Man City have signed him, Harris, whoever Harris is, Nugenia, and Iran Kohan, a striker, Israeli striker. Arsenal, what have they done? Briefly. Wow, they've gone massive. This guy's the centre back I was looking at. It's Turkish. He's 194 centimeters tall. He's very tall, clearly. But another fantastic player I was looking at getting, but I wasn't prepared to spend £21.5 million at that point because I didn't have that kind of money ready to go. And then I ended up spending, I think I pretty much spent that, I don't know, on my other guys. So they brought him in as well. Another new gen. Him. Whoa. He looks good. And who's this guy? He also looks pretty decent. Chelsea, what have they done? Our big rivals. Di Matteo's now England manager. That's a bit of interesting information. This midfielder I was looking at, I think I've mentioned him before. He's gone to them. United. Oh god, we've had some real transfer stories, by the way. This United have done nothing. Nothing at all. Really? Nothing. Wow. They've obviously got a lot of confidence in their squad. But speaking of United, I can't be bothered to go through the other teams. I don't want this video to be too long. We'll let Christian be. You can be only be 25 because I've not got 11 available. He's on the bench today, so maybe I'll get him out on the pitch. Who knows? We'll see. But at 32 years old, he physically can still go. He's physically pretty decent still. Mental stats are incredible. Technical stats are pretty decent. You saw his goal record, so he's still going to contribute massively to this team, I believe. Tactics. I've built 2 new tactics. You're seeing one of them today. Actually, I need to do my instruction. I've been doing retain possession, pass to feet, and work the ball into play out of defence and work the ball into the box as just instructions, because it just seems to have worked and means we get high possession in games and our passing accuracy is a lot better. So we're going to be doing that at least for the time being until it stops working, which inevitably will. Now, Williams went to Genoa. Because I think I mentioned letting him go, but I didn't actually plan on letting him go. But Genoa were interested, and he became unhappy. So I offered him out for a lot. I offered him for £20 million, and Genoa Fierro. Oh, he should have scored it. Genoa offered a lot of money for him, as you saw. So he's gone to them. Corey has been wanted by Juventus and PSG. PSG are relentless. They just don't stop. They started with a bid of 5 million, rejected it. 7.5, rejected it. 10 million, rejected it. 12 and a bit, rejected it. 15 million, rejected it. 17 million, rejected it. I'm not prepared to sell Corey. I've had him since pretty much since day one. He's been my little project. I'm not letting him go. I will not let him go. I just can't do it. So we're going to keep rejecting the bids. But Juventus are really starting to bug me because they keep trying to unsettle Carlos Rodriguez. Oh, Fierro, no. Oh, almost a goal there. No, they keep trying to unsettle Fierro. Conte keeps praising him and saying he needs to leave us and all this sort of stuff. And I'm not. Again, he's another one. I don't want to let him go. He's our focal point. He's our big player. He's our superstar striker now. That's just the way he is now in this team, so I'm not prepared to let him go. But if he becomes unhappy, as Williams did, and Okore is the same. Okore at the moment is perfectly fine with me rejecting these bids. But if they have their heads turned and they become unhappy, then I'm going to lose them. There's nothing I can do. I'm not prepared to keep them unhappy because it makes the other players unhappy, and keeping unhappy players never good. So we're not going to be doing that. But Di Matteo is now England manager. I've made a list of things that have happened. It's been a really action-packed summer transfer window. So I had to make a list. Di Matteo is the England boss. Manchester United wanted Jack Rodwell. They were very public in their pursuit, but very much like they have been about Cesc Fabregas in real life. They were very public in their pursuit of him. I'm going to put Benitez on, actually. Go for it. Their fans were saying things like that, looking forward to him coming and stuff like this, and excited by his signing. I mean, Jack Rodwell, really? I mean, yes, he's as English players go, he's pretty good. He's pretty good, but he's a former Man City player. He's not exactly a guy who's going to walk into the Man United team going through their squad. I just don't see why their fans are particularly excited. He's an England international, and England internationals are very expensive on this game. So I offered him for like £20 million, and they just said no. So he became unhappy. So I talked him off the ledge, and he stayed. Obviously, he's playing today, and I just don't understand why they wanted him. But whatever. But this summer has been very much a case of, oh, please don't score. No. How many times does Gabriel Agbonlahor score from crosses. I'm going to assume that was a header. How many times does he do that? You know, this summer's been a massive summer. My record, by the way, on live comms lately has been dreadful. San Marino, all I ever seem to do with San Marino is just lose on live comms. We're so inconsistent. This one has been really poor lately, isn't it? In terms of our last season was dreadful. I need to sort this out. This is not going well. This is not our full strength team, bear in mind. I've got injuries, suspensions and all sorts, so this is not the full strength team. My laptop is overheating quite nicely in the background there. This summer's been a massive summer of just, if he goes, who do we replace him with? If he has to go because he becomes unhappy, who am I gonna get to replace him with? Who's this? You know, what am I gonna do if this happens? What am I gonna do if that happens? It's not been a case of, right, I want this player, this player, this player, this player, and I want that player, and I'm gonna let him go, and him go. It's been it was a bit of a case of I'm gonna let him go because I let a lot of players go, but it's not been a case of I want him, and him, because we're not a Champions League club. We're a Europa League club, so therefore the bigger teams, i.e. Juventus, PSG, Manchester United, for example, can just come along and say, right, we want you, and then unsettle my players, which has been really frustrating. And we've just lost a game, which is even more frustrating. I'm going to aggressively tell them that's not good enough. We haven't made a huge change to our squad, so team cohesion should be pretty good still. Okay, I got rid of a lot of players, but in terms of players coming in, there's not been a lot of it. Dave was to fault for the goal, was he? That's really frustrating, actually, that we've lost that. Villa are a team we should be pummeling. Yeah. Right. That's annoying. Next episode will be... Do we do Genk, the eye condition, or do we do Liverpool? I'm in half a mind to do Genk. I think we'll do Genk. Yes. Wait, depending on how this Europa League goes. If we beat them 3 or 4-0, then I will do the Liverpool game. If it's 1-0 or something like that, then I'll do the Genk game. Depending on how we do. But that'll do, I think. I will see you guys next time.